People have been climbing in and out of RVs pretty much the same way for 40 or 50 years. These collapsible fold-away steps have been kind of the de facto standard on RVs for a long time, and they work. But there is a better alternative today. Sometimes these can be a little bit on the wobbly side. You feel a little bit unsteady, especially for someone who weighs a little bit more like me. The new solution that is now on the market is a fantastic piece of gear that gives you a solid, secure way to climb in and out of an RV. It's something that the industry has needed for a long time. And let's take a closer look at it. This is the new solid step from Lippert Components. It's an entirely different concept than RV entry stairs. They're available in three different sizes, 2, 3, and 4 steps, different widths to accommodate larger and smaller size doors, and they mount fairly easily right here on the top of the step, and we'll go through the process to show you how that works. But in the meantime, the top step is extremely wide. It's like 13 inches to give a little more stability when you make that first step into the vehicle. Each of the steps has some little traction strips to help avoid slipping, and this is a totally solid assembly that feels nothing like the old standard type steps. Plus, there are 2 adjustments on the bottom, so when you get to your campsite, you can drop the adjustable legs to be able to make the step sit level and solid on the ground. It's a really neat item, probably, in my opinion, one of the slickest additions to RV accessories to come along in a long time. And we'll show you how to install it here. Now, item number 1 is removing the old steps, if you can. In this case, the steps have been welded into place, which makes removing them all that much more difficult. The owner has decided to leave them here. So we're going to just install the other steps over the top of it. And that way, he says, if he sells the trailer later, he takes the good steps with him, and the new owner gets the old steps. Go down underneath and cut out some of the underbelly here so we can get access for putting the screws in from on top. It took some doing to gain access and cut the underbelly fabric, but we found a way. All right, we've got the underbelly cut out of the way here. Moved it back so we refasten it when we're done. We're looking straight up at the underside of the floor here where the screws are going to attach. This may be easier than we thought. Famous last words, but we'll see. With the steps resting in place, we measured the sides to ensure it was centered in the door opening. The best laid plans, as they say. Now, this particular set of steps is the 4-step unit, and that means that it's designed according to the manufacturer to fit a threshold height of 35 to 44 inches above the ground. We tried a test fit installation, and when the door swung over here, it was contacting the bottom of the door because the outside of the steps weren't down far enough to allow the plate to sit flush against the threshold. First, we removed the inside little, the little sweeping angle to allow the mounting plate to have a flat surface to mount on. And we ran the trailer up on a pair of blocks just to lift this side of the trailer a little bit to see if we can get it to fit a little better. So now we have approximately 36.5 inches to the bottom of the threshold, or the top of the threshold. So we are now within factory specs as far as the size of the height of the vehicle it's going to fit. We're going to give it a try again here and hope for the best, because trimming the bottom of the door is not an option we need to think about. It was strictly optional, but we ground down the vertical ridge at the back of the threshold to provide more clearance for the step plate. After trimming a ½ an inch off the bottom of the screen door, which really wasn't that difficult, cut them off at an angle, screw it all back together, trim the bottom plate, pretty easy. It now fits very nicely against the top of the threshold here, does not contact the top plate on the step. And because the face of the door with the rubber seal just sits flush against the step plate, it fits just fine. We're good. Now we have the stairs temporarily, well, partially mounted. They have a hole, two holes in the top here. And you put a single screw in each side, and that just sort of temporarily positions it so you can lift it up and get access to the bulk of the screw mounting holes. In the meantime, we'll see if this thing fits. Manages to get in between the doors, more or less spaced right on both sides. We're not contacting our fire extinguisher here. So the next step is finish the installation. We're good. Now we come in and drill the mounting holes for the longer mounting screws, and we'll put the backing plate on the underside of the floor. Okay. Installing the mounting screws works best as a two-person job, with one down below and another driving the screws from up top. The latch mechanism has adjustable arms for the width, and you adjust the positioning on the latches on the ends so you can make it fit your doorway precisely. Well, it's a two-mount operation, but once you get this step installed, what a difference. Oof. Now I'm about 260 pounds, and that thing is really solid. That feels great. And when you're ready to go, that's it. The Lippert solid step, definitely one of the best product investments you can make in your RV. We needed this about 40 years ago, but it's good to have it now. For more information about the Lippert solid step, log on to our website at rollingontv.com.